It's not every day that you see a silver Rolls-Royce Cullinan cruising through your neighborhood. It's also uncommon to know who is the person responsible for that impeccable auto detailing package. The tints, the paint, the sound system, the rims. What happens to be my man Kai from BWI Motorsports. He gave me a chance to come into BWI Motorsports, took me on the tour to see some of the vehicles there, and gave me the whole background on how he became the top luxury auto detailing service in the Baltimore DMV area. We went deep in the story about growing up in DC, how he got into window tinting just by tinting the windows on his own Corolla, all the way up till now where he rents out his own black Rolls-Royce Cullinan to his top clients. Let's get into the episode. Welcome back to another episode of This Is Built Different podcast. I've been doing so much research because I feel like the auto industry is a big industry and not enough people know about it other than pulling up to the dealership and trying to cop a vehicle. But it's a lot that goes into making that vehicle feel like your own, and also how you protect it and how you keep it going. You can pass down the car as a part of your legacy, or you can just learn about your car being some type of asset. But I couldn't find people that took the game serious until I came across BWI Motorsports. So I've reached out to the founder and I got him here with me today. Please introduce yourself, sir.
How you doing? I'm Kafir. Been in the business, over 25 years.
Okay.
I love cars. I love taking a car from something and making it great.
Okay.
We get a lot of people bringing cars here straight from the dealership. Like I got one coming tomorrow, a brand new 7 Series.
Mm-hmm.
And so, he's excited about the car, but he wants to make it stand out.
Feel like his.
Yeah, so, just being able to have that vision. I love seeing people when they come around the corner. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we had a car outside or have it in the bay and they look at it like, dang.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest feelings I like.
So 25 years, how did you get into the auto space?
Funny thing is, my first car was a 93 Toyota Corolla.
Okay.
And I wanted my windows tinted.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept going to this shop over by my mother's house, and they kept being booked. They were just too busy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, man, I went and bought some tint, not knowing I knew what I was doing.
Okay.
Like some people, they know how to cut hair.
Yeah.
I just grabbed some tint, went in my mother's driveway, cut it out, put it on the tent, put it on the windows, and some of my neighbors, my guys that live there, they were like, man, what you doing? I said, I'm tinting my windows. Next day, my mother pulled up from work, and I got 3 cars in the driveway. She's like, what you doing? I said, man, I just started a business.
Yo, it's funny. People don't even know that you can go and just buy tint yourself and do it on your own. How did you have that intuition? Did you know somebody else could do it, or you just started looking it up because you couldn't get access like you wanted?
Nah, I just remember going into the, the advanced auto spot place and seeing tint.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you know what? I'm just gonna try it.
Yeah.
And once I did it once, and I picked it up quick, I just started perfecting my craft, and then I went and got a job tinting windows at the same shop that was too busy for me.
Yeah, they needed that help, right? You was like, yo, come on, man.
And that's how I became great at it, because you talking about we open up at 9 o'clock and it'd be 10, 15 cars sitting outside.
Already. Yeah. So what inspired your love for cars? Because you tinted out the windows on a 93 Corolla. I mean, most people that's a small car, right? But it's yours, and you wanted to make it feel like yours. So why did you care so much about your vehicles? Did you see the big homies around the way driving fancy cars?
Yeah. I mean, I came up in the era where the dope boys, man, they had the cars.
Yeah.
And I always said man, I'm gonna get me one of them cars.
Mm-hmm.
And I went from a 93 Corolla to an Infiniti M30, and then I had all the Q45s. Then I just went from BMWs to Range Rovers and everything. So I've always had some type of car.
Mm. So a lot of people say that a car is like a liability, though. So how you approach that? What you think about?
It is a liability. It definitely was a liability. I didn't realize that until I got older.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and it's funny, and I'm not saying this to brag or nothing like that, but I'm giving this inspiration, motivation. I remember when I used to say I'll never have a $600 car note.
Yeah.
Right? Now I got 3 $2,500 car notes.
Right.
But the thing is those cars make money.
Mm-hmm.
One of my cars now is in Tyson's Corner, and it's paying me $550 a day on rental.
Nice.
So I get to drive that car whenever I want it for free.
What if, do you mind me asking, what kind of deal is it? Is it like through like Toro, or is it like with the
No,
laws?
I tried the Toro, so I got my little Mars out there now. I had that on Toro, and it was a great experience. But then I also learned like people not gonna take care of your car,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And they was tearing it up. I had a Mazda, a Toyota, and a Volkswagen on there, and it was doing good. But then when the liability kicked in, you had to keep putting tires on it,
Okay.
and it just wasn't adding up to paying the note and the profit.
Got you.
And so then I was like, you know what, Kyle? You got a lot of people that come through these doors, and these customers are trusting you with their high-end vehicles, right? So I'm like, why not let them know that we have car services?
Yeah.
And so now people that come in these doors, now they call me and say, hey, I need a car for the weekend.
Yeah.
And I'll go back and look what type of vehicle they have. Well, okay, they got this. And I trust them.
Got you.
And now I cut out the middleman.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's what I meant when I opened up and I said I ain't see enough people taking it serious. And when I was doing my research and I saw that you was thinking, like laterally or horizontally in your business, and you expanded to car service. So I didn't know that it came out of like you just actually using your cars for car service.
Yeah.
So you still do like black car service too, or how,
yeah. So my pops, he has me and my brother Dre the Mayor, we have a Cadillac truck, a Sprinter van, and Pops run that.
Okay.
Right. And one thing I've learned when it comes to business is, when you open up a business, when you're doing certain things, you have to open it up and forget about the money.
I like that.
Right? Like if you open up a business and then you're trying to live off that business, it's never going to expand. So you got to have multiple hustles.
Yeah.
So that business is doing good, and it had a great launch because the foundation here was great.
Yeah,
so when we launched BWI Concierge, people say, okay, well, if I can come here and trust them with my vehicle, I can trust them in a black truck service. And there you go.
Hey, quick break in the video to talk to my business owners out there. We already know one of the worst things that can happen to us while we're trying to grow is to get buried under a bunch of administrative, repetitive tasks. Follow-up emails, creating and repurposing content, reading databases and spreadsheets, doing competitive analysis. All those things can slow us down. And there's probably an AI tool out there that can help you. You just don't know what it is or where to start. And that's why I put together my AI game plan. It's a 60-minute one-on-one strategy session where I work with you to map out workflows for your top 3 priorities in your business. It's going to give you guidelines on what tools to use, when to use them, and how to use them. But this probably won't work that well for new businesses. It's for more experienced businesses that already manage a lot of inbound, have a huge backlog of administrative tasks, and you're looking to get ahead with more speed, more growth, and less overhead. So if that's you, click the first link in the description, and I can help you set up a customized AI game plan for your business. Now let's get back to the show. Yeah, I like that because I noticed that even in doing my business, like when you got that survival, almost desperate kind of energy around your business, it's really hard to grow. So you got to stop thinking. You got to think about how you're gonna make the money, but you got to be detached from the outcome, I guess, of the money, and that allow you to see other opportunities, like what you just explained. Like people coming here trusting you with their cars, right, to enhance them, but also you was like, you know what, I trust you as well. So if you need a vehicle, so you gave them your own vehicle, like you rented out your own joint.
Yeah, I rented out my own joint. My Rolls-Royce truck, I rent that out. I got a BMW XM. I rent that out. So yeah, I mean, some cars come with a driver.
Okay.
But it just makes sense. It makes money.
Yeah.
Recently I had Derrick Henry's brand new Rolls-Royce truck.
Okay.
He bought it straight.
That the silver joint?
Yeah, it came from Tennessee and came straight here. He didn't even drive it.
Nice.
And you talking about? I looked on when we still had the price tag in there. $538,000.
Yeah, man. You got to handle that with care, right?
Yeah, but it came here. We wrapped it. We tinted it. Took it to Kev. We collabed. Put some wheels on it, and dropped it off to him.
Got you. And speaking of Kev, for those that don't know, this is a Baltimore DMV based show. So Kev is from Rimsource, right?
Yeah, Kev.
So I live around the corner from Rimsource. So Rimsource, big space, big parking lot. You see all types of cars up there. So you might see a Cullinan.
Anything,
all types of variety there. So that's what actually put you on my radar. So when you talk about where you are now, right, and you expanded your business and different avenues, like you said, you had different hustles. You hit a certain level of success. People can see it as clear. So they might look at it and be like, they try to think about shortcuts. How can I get to what you got, faster? how do you approach that though? Because I know that the shortcut may not be the route to go.
No, the only way you can get a shortcut in business is if you're talking to the person that's successful and he's giving you the game.
I like that.
That's the only way. If you try to do shortcuts in business, and I learned the hard way, right? It's kind of like before they had traction control on cars, right? You hit the gas and just spinning.
Yeah, sliding.
Right?
Yep.
Same thing with shortcuts. You gonna keep spinning, and you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, and a lot of young people or people just getting into business, they don't approach the game like business is like a sport. So like you gotta train, you gotta be ready, you gotta show up. You don't know who's gonna step on the court with you. You don't know how hard they was training, and so you can't really take a shortcut. Like you gotta show up. You gotta show up prepared. Has there ever been a time you try to take any shortcuts other than getting mentorship from somebody that was already in the game?
Yeah, absolutely. I've tried to take multiple shortcuts, and I come from the streets. I was in the streets. Went to jail. Did all that, and it taught me that the fast money gonna leave quicker than when you get it. Right? And the sad thing about the streets is that it clouds your judgment. It makes you think that when times get hard, you can say, you know what, let me just go do this right quick to get some quick money.
Yeah.
But it's like oil and water. It don't mix. It'll shake up, but eventually it's going to separate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I had to learn here. Like this business here, it didn't start going to where it is now until I took it seriously, because certain businesses like what you're doing, right? The podcast. It may need 80% of your time in order for it to take off. But if you're only giving it 60, it's never going to get to the point where it's going to take off and then open up doors for other situations.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Once I started giving it my 100%, then I started getting the Ray Rice coming through the doors. All these people, and Ray Rice introduced me to the whole Ravens, camp.
Got you.
And now I got all these guys on my phone, and I did their vehicles. Right? But if I didn't take this seriously, and I just was like, okay, when it's slow, let me just go try to do something else, it's not going to work.
So I like that you said that, but the seriousness didn't just start like what's the switch? Because you started tinting your own windows, and then you took it serious enough to go work for somebody else, and at the same time you was tinting windows for other people.
Yeah.
So it seems like you always was a bit more intense or serious about what you was doing. So if somebody was to ask you, well, how do I know if I should take it serious? What you gonna tell them?
Because, great question. Can you do something for free without that you love, right? Without getting paid? Can you do it? Can you do it? Like, I can't tell you how many times my guys come to me on my way up to success, and they say, man, bro, I know you charge $150. Man, all I got is $60. Now, if I really know, in fact, that that's what they really have, I'm going to do it.
Gotcha.
But if they just trying to be cheap, I'm not doing it. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a lot of situations where I did that, and what I call that is planting seeds.
Yeah.
Right? See, God gonna bless you, and it's gonna be a harvest season, because all of the seeds you done planted, all of a sudden, next thing you know, blessings coming, because you're doing it without looking for no return. That's what I had to get to.
I like that. I learned that from a business mentor, and he was like, I'll do something for free, but I won't do it for nothing. And I think about that. That's why I picked up these microphones. Like I had all this equipment in the crib, and I was using it for other things. I just got these mics, but I got a whole bunch of other stuff in them. And I was thinking, I'm sitting here recording anyway. Like I don't get paid to do none of this. I'm hitting the switch. I'm figuring out. I'm over here. You see me working with Garage. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't get paid nothing extra. And I appreciate it. You just made me feel a little extra validated. So I appreciate that.
No,
I'm like,
you got to keep going, bro.
You got to keep doing it.
You got to keep going, man.
And I chose to do it. I said, if I wasn't getting paid, would I keep doing this? Clearly.
Let me tell you, the main thing in life is consistency, right? Like on my main page, I go live in the mornings with a lot of women. I'm not getting paid for that.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm being able to showcase the women that would probably never get that type of platform.
Yeah.
Right? I know that I'm planting seeds. And sooner or later, the harvest season going to come.
I mean, who better to plant a seed with than the women, right? Exactly.
Women empowerment.
Yeah.
Whether the men want to admit it or not, but the women run the world.
I would agree with that. I would agree. I'm glad you brought that up. So we can stay on talking about women for a second, though, because when I was in high school, I played high school ball, right? But all my best friends were girls, like all the women. So I was in a different kind of class. So I was with a bunch of girls. They was the only ones in the classes. It was only two other black guys. It was another white guy and another black guy. Two other black guys, and they got me through school. They they remind me from my homework or whatever. Or me and my homies on the basketball team was cool, but outside of basketball, I couldn't spend no time with them because I wasn't in none of their classes. But I still had to stay connected, and then now time goes on. They all successful. All of the ladies, they doing their thing, and it's just like it helped me understand that, because I think you might have talked about this on one of your on YouTube. Can men and women have like platonic relationships? And so I already knew, even as a teenager, yes, because I wasn't attracted to my friends in that way, but I knew their value. And I mean, we grew up with women, right? We got our mom, our grandparents. I got a lot of aunts and uncles, but I already had high value, for women. So I'm glad you brought that up. But how did you understand that? How did you come to understand that?
Because I realized that women can get in doors that we can't.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? I don't care if you got a degree. I don't care who you are. The guy gonna open up the door first for women, and the women behind that door is gonna open the door up first for that woman. Right? And so my team consists of women. Courtney that helped me run this, I was doing all right before she came. Now I'm doing great.
Gotcha.
Because I figured out where I was weak at. And where I'm weak at, she's great at. Right? And so now the business is, I don't have to worry about, like when I go out of town, she's gonna run it as if I'm here. Right? She doesn't let anyone come in and get a discount.
Got you.
And that's another thing about business. People come here and they say, man, God, it's my third car, give me a discount. I said, all right. I said, man, you love Chick-fil-A? He's like, yeah. I said, how many times you eat that? He's like, I don't know, probably 2-3 times a week. I said, dang. You ever ask them for a discount?
What they say?
And he was like, oh, can I go ahead? I said, no, but I'm saying, why you asking me for a discount? I'm independent. I don't know when my next dollar coming through that door. Chick-fil-A do.
Yep.
So.
And you got so I talk a lot about founder-led content, like and leading from the front. That's why I appreciate what you do, right? You're not scared to show up and talk about yourself and the things you've been through, but also how you building this business. And you can be on the front line and actually tell somebody that, and you get to dictate the flow of your business. Do you find that difficult though, having that kind of conversation with somebody who he might be a valuable customer, but you got to set your boundaries? Like, how you manage that?
Man, boundaries is a good thing, because I was the person that was answering the phone 9, 10 o'clock at night for customers. Answering the phone 7 o'clock in the morning. Thinking that, I'm doing something good, but what you're doing is you're showing people that, there's no off switch. And then you're burning yourself out, right? So I don't answer the phone till 9:01.
There you go. That's when you open for business.
If it's meant for me, it's meant for me, right? So, but again, that comes with experience. That comes with sitting here one day and like burnt out, like, God dang, I'm overwhelmed, because nobody's going to run the business like you, right? Because they don't have no skin in the game.
Yeah. So a lot of times when you got a business though, you don't want to turn it off because you want to take advantage of all the opportunities you get. So how do you know, like, when do you get comfortable enough, or when did you get comfortable enough to realize, nope, 901, that's when I'm answering the phone?
Because it all came with a connection to him. Right? Like, it's been times where I was down to $50 in the business bank account. Rent $5,800 a month. And I'm stressing. And I'm like, man, where is it going to come from? And that's when I was like, man, you know what? I'm never going to be perfect. We all going to be sinners to the day we die. Right. Whatever your religion, whatever your belief is, there's still one God. Right? When I started getting connected to him, it was certain things that just started happening. And I was like, damn, why is this happening? And then it'll get a flashback. Like, I do things, and I don't do things to put on Instagram or nothing like that. Like, one time I went, the water boys that be down there at the by the Ravens Stadium and all that, right?
Yeah. So,
man, I went in my closet one time. I had like 60-something pair of shoes that I just wasn't wearing no more. And they still in good condition, but I'm like, I'm not going to wear them no more. Instead of trying to sell them and make money, I'm like, there's people out here that don't got no shoes. So I went down there, pulled up, and he was like, man, you want some water? I said, nah. I said, but I got these shoes, Jordans, all. They like, what you? I said, nah, take them. Next thing you know, they all come I'm like, hey man, take him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, man, what's wrong with OG? He just giving, you know what I'm saying? But I never forget when I was sitting there stressed out, and I was like, damn man, where's this money gonna come from? Not knowing that Square Up, right? When you're using Square Up, all your transactions they monitor.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I went on there and they said, yeah, you already approved for $50,000.
Look at that.
And there's no paperwork because they go off your transactions.
Mm-hmm.
I just hit the button. 2 days later, $50,000 in my account. And I'm like, how? God was just, it flashed me back to like, remember when you was doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when you did this?
I love that, man. See, that's exactly why I had this podcast, because people got to understand, one, what type of access you have. Like, God ain't gonna give you more than you can handle, right? And you might be stressed, you might be busy, like actually doing business, and you overlook those opportunities.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you was able to share that story, because people need to be able to understand that type of thing. And so let's switch a bit to what you do on the motivational speaking side, right, and the mentorship side. How did you come into that space? Because you show up well, you show up authentic, and people dig it. Like, they really connect to it. How did you get there? Because sometimes it come out of nowhere. Sometimes you get mentored into it. How did you do it?
Mine's, one day one of my guys, he's been a motivational speaker for a while, and he has a class at PG Community College.
Okay.
And he's like, I need you to come and talk to the kids. And I'm like, at that time in my life, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was broke as I don't know what. The shop wasn't doing good. I was just barely hanging on, right? But at the same time, I always kept a poker face. The only people knew that I wasn't doing so good was my closest one. Right? But he told me come in and talk to the kids. I said, all right. And so I went in there, and I felt what I thought I felt when I walked in. I felt like, man, because there was other motivational speakers in there, or guys there, but they all had on suits. Right. No disrespect to anybody that wears suits. I came in Nike Tech on, Jordans, hat to the back, you know what I mean? And I walked in there, and it was like the kids just automatically gravitated to me.
Right.
And so they listened to what they said, the other guys, but they didn't comprehend it. When I got up there and I started talking, and that's when I started realizing I got this gift where I can pick up on people's energy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at one of the young boys, and you know, when you're doing motivational speaking, some people will try to catch your eyes, but then when you saying something, kind of like when you at church and the pastor talking is hitting you, right?
Yeah.
They'll start like, man, you know, not trying to catch eye contact with you.
Like,
and I said, I got him, and I went in and I zoomed in on him. And man, come to find out, he tried to kill himself the night before, but he was unsuccessful. And I just talked to him, and man, that day I left there, I felt so drained because I left it all in there. I talked to the kids. I told them, I said, man, listen, the streets, I know it look good. It look good. It paint a good picture for you. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And when I did that, man, there was a lot of kids on there that was straggling the fence. That was, you know, they go home, right, and they're around negativity, and that's all they see, right? So it's hard, right? And man, after that, I kept going back, and I never got paid for it. And I was there Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and I would drive from here to PG County, and I was basically not making any money from 12 to 4 o'clock. But that's when God was like, man, it ain't about you. You know what I'm saying? And so now I still got some of them kids that I talk to come up here and they be like, man, God, you changed my life.
That's what's up. Again, doing something for free, right? Because it matters. It matters. And sometimes you got to show up for other people.
Even when you ain't got it.
Yep. One thing I learned, and I'm glad you shared that story, because one thing I learned is, if ever you don't feel good, like when you don't feel down, just go help somebody else. And it always seems to be way more, it's very fulfilling, because it gives you more perspective. Like, everybody got problems, and people don't like to say it, but some problems are actually worse than other problems.
Yeah. Right?
And if you can go help somebody else and you realize, like, I'm still capable, I still got resources, you know, you get a little bit energized. So you graduated from talking with the kids, mentoring the kids. Now you online. What's the difference now? What's the drive now? What you see? Because I see you post on YouTube as well. Some of the you hold some of that stuff here too, right?
I used to. So
okay.
Everything you see on YouTube, You know, a lot of my reels I shoot in the car.
Okay.
I just came back from Philly doing a woman empowerment. I was the only man, you know, man on there speaking.
How was that? How was that?
That was dope. I love going there.
Yeah.
I love it because, you know, when you go into women empowerment groups, they see a guy get up there, they're like...
Yeah, but do you feel welcome or how, you know?
I mean, sometimes you're going to get those looks like, you know, what can he possibly tell me? But when I leave there, I set it on fire.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I mean? So I go to Atlanta at the end of this month to do the same thing.
Okay.
You know, so I never thought in a million years that I would be going to speak and getting paid for it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a blessing, man, because because it's not work for you. Like, you like to do it.
I love to do it.
But it's fulfilling, right?
Yeah.
Because it helps other people. I had my first speaking engagement in the end of 2024. And you won't believe, like, I actually wrote it down in 2023. I had posted it, and I forgot about I ain't pursued no opportunities to speak. But then somebody hit me up and was like, we want you to come and speak to this. And I was like, damn. And, you know, it felt good to be on the panel with other people. You get acknowledged, but also you get to share perspective. But you have way more experience than me in this. So back to being online, though, what's the difference? Like, do you still feel the connection? It's nothing like being in the room with people, but you're very effective at it online. And you can tell by your following, but not just that, the consistency of you showing up. So how is it doing that?
Online is different, right? Because you got to hit your mark. You got to hit what you're trying to get your point across,
Gotcha.
right? But then sometimes when I think that I'm not doing good, I get a DM from somebody, and it'd be a young boy, and this really happened. Dude hit me, he said, man, you don't even know me, man, but you're my mentor.
From a distance, yeah.
He was like, man, one day I was about to do something stupid, and I went on Instagram and your reel popped up, and because of what you said, I didn't do it. Man, thank you. Just keep going. Stuff like that. You know, I had a woman from Haiti. She DM'd me, sent me a voice message. Oh, thank you so much for your reel. I just lost my daughter, but because of that reel, I'm okay. You know, just stuff like that. So it's like, wow, you're making an impact.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the part. Look, it's a lot of not so good things that happen online, but the algorithm is the algorithm. And the algorithm ain't just digital. Like, there's an algorithm to your life. You know, you can say what you want about it being woo-woo or spiritual, but there's an algorithm to your life. Certain things keep repeating itself because you keep doing certain actions, you got certain behaviors. So it's cool to see that. And you got creative with it, too. Like, you made motivational tracks. Like, what sparked that idea?
So, good question, man. I like to go to Louisiana. My guy, AJ, he introduced me to Louisiana. Louisiana, you fly into New Orleans, but then you go over the bridge.
Okay.
And Louisiana is country. There's some parts where your phone don't work.
Still.
And I love going there because I get my best thoughts. And so I wanted to write a book. And God was like, nah, it ain't time yet. But what I want you to do is you got a voice. I've been around music all my life. I want you to talk over beats. And so I started doing it. I came in and I write treatments, right, to movies and stuff like that. So I started writing treatments to what I was talking about and just bringing it alive. And the thing about it is, it's like, it comes so easy to me. You know, when I go in the booth, I'm not a rapper, I'm not a singer. I listen to the song and I just talk. I don't write nothing down.
So about to say, so you freestyling this joint? Yeah.
Yeah. And one of these days I invite you and come on in, you'll see. I don't write nothing down, man. I just think of it and I just talk.
Yeah. No, and then so you what part comes first? Like, you got the beat, you do your speaking part, and then you write the treatment to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because so we're gonna tag your YouTube so that you can see the video. So I watched some of the videos, but even on the thumbnail, you can already see the setting. Like, you can tell that this is, like, it's a treatment. It's a video. It's a story being told. Told in this. So I didn't know you wrote that. So that's dope. So, like, all the creativity come to you. Like, it just kind of come, like, download to you.
Yeah, dude. And it's funny you say that word. See, download. That's how I feel like when I get up in the morning. Like, some people got to understand, like, if you got to be at work at 9 o'clock, or you got to open up your business at 9 o'clock, there's no way you're getting up at 7 o'clock and you think that you're going to be ready. Right? I'm up every morning at 4 o'clock, 4:30. Yeah. And by me doing that, it forces me not to hang out at night. because I'm already thinking like, man, I got to get up. And when I get up at 4:30, first thing I open up my joint, I got to read the Bible on the Bible app, get my prayers right. I've always put a prayer every single morning on my page, right? And then I post something motivational, and then I just sit there and catch the download. You know what I mean? And then I wake up, I go back to sleep for maybe about 30, 40 minutes, and I wake back up, and I'm ready for the day.
There you go. And like, being ready, when the first thing you said was, I think they're going to be ready. And most people might be thinking ready for work. You mean ready for life, for that day, right?
Life.
Yeah.
Because you never know what is waiting on you when you walk out that door. Like, you and I both got hats on, right? Whether you got a child, you living with a significant other, you got a brother, your sister, mother, father, whatever, in your household, the minute you wake up, you don't know what hat you putting on. You may wear 3 different hats before you even get out the door. Right? So if you never have time in the morning to get yourself right, how are you going to be anything good to anybody else?
I like that. And I appreciate that coming from a man, because we got to do more to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
So I won't go too deep into the mental health space, but you do got to take care of yourself. And taking care of yourself is having time for prayer, exercising, not going out, right? And waking up early. Like, because guys, we need our time. Like, you need some time to just process thoughts, check your emotions, because men got to be, in control of their emotions, and a lot of guys be slipping on that.
Yeah.
And it come from never giving yourself time to reflect. I write a lot, right? Like, I write like in a journal. So I think that's helpful. But when you talk about the taking care of yourself, or when you say you wake up and you post like a prayer, right? And you do a lot of motivational speaking, what do you have to say about people who think that that's corny or that it's not effective?
Well, listen. And I get that too, man. I had one guy call me that I hadn't talked to in like 7 years, because I had the same number for forever. And he called me, he said, man, I didn't even save his number, so I didn't know who it was, right? But he's like, yeah, guy. I'm like, what's up? He's like, I'm just trying to figure out who told you can be a motivational speaker. I said, man, I ain't talked to you in 7 years, and this is what you got to say to me?
That's crazy.
Right? But you got to understand that 2 things. Number one, people will put their failures on you. They put a limit on you, right? Like, if you weren't known for being a podcaster, like, the people that know you for whatever you used to do, that's how they see you.
Yeah, I'm literally going through that right now.
So when you say you doing this, you're like, man, who said you can? Right? Because they didn't go out and do what they wanted to do in life. So when you switch up and you want to do something else, right, they looking at you like, nah, you shouldn't do that. You need to stay in your lane. No, I don't have a lane to stay in. If I want to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
Right? The second thing is like, man, hit the unfollow button. So simple.
Yep.
It ain't for you, it's cool. But it's more people out here in this world that need motivation than the people that don't.
Yeah. It was so funny you say that, because like I was going through, I guess I'm still going through the transition of, I was the juice bar guy, like I'm just the health guy for however long, but I was always doing content just, for my business, so my business can actually thrive. So picking up these mics and showing up online, I don't look weird being online, but this space is probably not familiar to other people, and sometimes it be in my mind like, should I really be doing this or not? I ain't getting nobody to question me about it in that way, but I can tell, I can get the sense sometimes. So knowing that you've seen it too, so I'm not tripping.
Man, we gotta keep going.
Yeah,
we gotta keep going, man.
So when you talk about keep going though, like a lot of people, they want to keep doing something, they need motivation, but there's a difference between like motivation, discipline, inspiration. How do you break that down for maybe some of your mentees? I'm pretty sure you know the difference. And consistency, right? All of it is tied into that. So how you help people get past that? Because motivation is like emotions. Like, it's fleeting. It's fleeting. Right. It can run out, So
motivation got to be in you, right? It got to be a seed that's in you, right? And then when you get it from, whether you get it from me, you get it from Wallow, you get it from whoever, it has to then feed the seed that's in you. But if you're not self-motivated, it's not gonna do nothing. Yeah. You gonna be high for a second, and then after that, it's gone. Yeah. Right. So it got to be in you. You gotta want it. And a lot of people, they don't have responsibilities. So if they don't have no responsibilities, they not actually going out like my man that's on the camera. He got a daughter, right? I remember meeting him before. He had a dark cloud around him, right? we just had a conversation, and he knew he had a dark cloud around him. But that was the first thing he said to me. He was like, man, I had to cut my dreads. I had to get some people from around me. Once you wake up and you realize that, man, the people that's around me is not allowing you to breathe, that's when you know you're ready.
I like that. And I'm glad you recognize that. Yeah.
Right.
So I got my man Hassan here with me, and so we go back like years and years. I ain't gonna say I raised him, but I've been with him for a long time. And I'm never not gonna be around him or with him. And whenever he feel good enough to show up and be a part of this or whatever he got, if he need me for it. So I didn't know that y'all knew each other, but I called him, and this go back to what you were saying just about like having the right people around. He was gonna help me do a previous podcast, and he wasn't able to do it. He wasn't able to show up. And like I never got mad at him because he's family, but I still hit him up because I don't know, but something just said I want him to come with me to meet you. I didn't know that y'all already met each other, so I'm talking to him and I was like, "Yo, I'm hitting you back. Let's see if we can get together and do this podcast." And I said, "Yo, we got an opportunity to interview my man from BWI Motorsports. I don't know if you ever seen him. I'm gonna send you his Instagram page. He ain't even had to take time to look at it. He started light skin guy, yeah, the joint over by, and I was like, see, and then it all kind of makes sense. So. I'm glad you acknowledged that.
Nah, man,
it's growing up on the podcast together,
man,
right?
It's good to see growth. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see growth. We all got to grow. And the hardest part about growth is it's people that you just can't take with you.
Yeah, man. Benny Butcher got an album. What's it called? Everybody Can't Go.
Everybody can't go.
Yeah, man.
Everybody can't go, man. And you can't force yourself to try to pull somebody up, right? Next, I want you to think about it like this. You wake up in the morning, take a 10-pound weight. It's nothing. Just hold it. Just hold it. By the time 2 o'clock p.m. comes, that 10-pound weight gonna start feeling heavy. By the time nighttime comes, you're like, man, I gotta let this weight go. That's what happens with the people when you're trying to go up, right? You don't realize that you're carrying them until you get to the point where you can't carry them. And that's when you're like, damn, I've been carrying these people the whole time. And takers will always take from good people.
Yeah.
It's okay to say no. And I've got no problem with saying no.
Yeah, man.
I got no problem.
That's a gem. Right? No is a complete sentence.
Yeah, man. Man. Takers want to take from you, bro.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit more about business because that's what I like to talk about business.
Sure.
It's just like to say business is like the ultimate tool for like self-development. But you talked about your brother and your dad. So talk a bit about family business because so many people, especially in our community, they so reluctant to work with their family. And my mom worked for me at my juice bar. And I asked her 2 years prior, I said, Mom, can you come work with me? Because she retired. So, you always want to retire your mom. But I'm like, Mom, I'm sorry, you still got work to put in. She already worked for somebody. And I was like, can you come work for me? She was like, no. And I was like, all right, cool. She felt she was giving more service. She was working in adult care. So I was like, all right, cool. But then that ended, and then she wanted to do something, so she called me. She came and worked with me. And this is my mother. Like, I still got to defer to my mom. And then everybody else see me working with it, and like, so she's gonna look out for my business in a certain type of way, but she also know what she don't know, so she just deferred to me for certain things. So I never felt like, and I had a business with a bunch of homies, and we had one person to do bad business, but I'm giving all this context because I still believe in my people. You gotta set hard boundaries and stuff like that, but what do you think about it? Because you actually doing it, and only because you brought it up, I feel like we should talk about it.
No, I mean, so my brother Dre the Mayor, he does music. Very talented dude, from liquor brands to everything. And when we opened this business, he said, bro, I don't know nothing about cars. So if you're looking for me to be there, that ain't me. But what I will do is I'm going to push people to you, the relationships I have, right? Like we just did 4 motorbikes for Downtown Locker Room.
Yeah, I saw you post that. Yeah.
Right. That came through my brother. Right? Now, if all he did was, they said, man, you wanna, they wanted some cars, they wanted their bikes done, and he said, man, call Kai. That was an alley-oop.
Yeah.
Right? And once I got it, we did it, closed it, and that's that. That's what he does. That's the value that he brings to the business. Right? When you get in business with family or friends, they have to bring some type of value to the business. It can't be that's my man, that's my family, I got to look out. No, you don't. It's business. There's no emotions in business. None.
Yeah.
The minute you start caring, like, oh, no, that's, you know what? Nah, I can't say nothing to that person because that's my man. You lost. Because your customer doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
The customers walk through that door, they don't care if you just lost your mother. They walking through this door, and this is a business. They care nothing about your personal.
Yep.
So, me, I make sure that the people that I'm in business with now have some type of skin in the game and we're on the same vision, and we talk. Me and Dre talk. We talk all the time, but when we get on business, he'll say, man, you grown in as far as business, man. I said, no, I had to go through it. I had to lose it a lot,
But, either you, which one is older?
I'm older.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm older, but he's more educated because he went to college.
Okay.
Right? I got the street knowledge. He got the book knowledge.
Okay.
You put it together, it's crazy knowledge.
So saying that, the value, like people, I'm saying people in our community, they overlook the person next to them, like you just said. That's the powerful combo right there, right? The street knowledge, the book knowledge, you put it together, and then you know what the level of value is. So one person will throw the alley-oop, the other one going to catch it, and then it's going to be vice versa. Can you speak to that? Like, how do you? What's a good way for people to gauge how to assess the value of their peers? Like, people always want somebody above them. They looking to get, like, I could be trying to get big podcast features. Man, my man down here got motion, and I mean, I see him as somebody who might be accessible. We might not be direct peers, but we may be soon enough. But I'm not going to overlook you and try to wait around and see if I can get some celebrity or something like that, right? How have you been able to navigate? How do you bring that into your business, knowing?
Treat everybody the same.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Treating everybody the same, man. And the reason why I say that and I live by that is because you never know who's going to be in position.
Yeah.
You never know, right? When you reached out to me, I didn't look at your followers and I'm like, man, if he reached out, he reached out. Let's do it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, let's do it. If you sitting there trying to hold yourself to this caliber, like, oh, no, I'm here and I shouldn't have to talk to, for what? You're missing it. You're missing the game. The whole thing about life is to give back. You know what I'm saying? Like my brother, when it comes to music, if I'm around him, and Pusha T is his man, that's his right hand man. When I'm around them, and my brother say, "Hey, bro, man, I'm thirsty," I'm gonna go get him some water. That's the problem with people's ego.
Yeah.
Right? This is his lane. He's on the stage right now, so you got to do whatever you got to do to make sure that he's good. When it comes to my lane, man, I don't know nothing about cars. Call Cap, and he gonna give me the alley. He gonna make sure I'm straight. That's how it's supposed to be. That's why Wallow and Gilly work the best. That's why they killing it. That's why they making all the money.
Yeah, right.
Because it don't matter who's what. You know what I mean? They feed all each other and they take care of each other. And that's the problem with us, this skin color. We get so caught up in the ego. Man, I'm not going to get him nothing to eat or a bottle of water because there's some females around, so you feel like he belittling you.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. It get limited, man. You can't think that way. You just gotta know your role and be willing to play it. Because everybody willing, like they said, that all ships rise with the tide. So you all gotta bring something to the table in that aspect. So another last thing about business. If somebody's going through your personal page, they may not even know that you own this. Like, they know you do something, but you don't talk about it a lot on here. And that's one thing that I like about, like, people having personal brands, right? Because you get to be who you are. You already business savvy, so you built the business first, and then you were still able to just be who you are in your business. So how do you approach marketing? Do you even think about that a part of your motivational speaking, like this platform's your motivational speaking and vice versa?
I mean, I don't, when I'm doing the motivational speaking, I don't speak on BWI unless somebody asks me, what do you do?
Okay.
Right? Then I'll talk about it. But I don't, bring those two together, because what I've learned is some people may not like you because of what you do. Right?
I thought about that, man.
Some people may say, man, I want to do something with him, but, he own a weed brand. He's an influencer for a weed brand. That ain't my thing.
Right.
So sometimes you got to keep your personal life personal and your business is business. You know, I learned, and I'm actually about to launch something, but dealing with cars, but I'm not gonna put my name behind it. Right? You gotta learn from other cultures that you go and buy a seasoned S corp, right? For 10, 15 years, spend about 8,000-9,000. Now you got a seasoned S corp. When you take all your LLCs and you put on that umbrella. So when you open up this particular thing, if people search it, it's gonna come back to a shell company.
Got you. Yeah.
Right? And then before you know it, the people that hate you, it'd be too late. They already supported you.
Yeah. That's good game. That's game right there, though, right? We hear a lot about it. Nobody knows what the shell company is. We all think it's illegal or something, right? We hear about it on the show. But I know a little bit about it because, like, I had a holding company, and so I know a little bit about it. And I'm glad you shared that because coming from you, it's experienced. Like you actually have a personal brand. Like you use your name on your page. You don't have to hide from anything, but you also know how to protect your assets on the technical side, like on the business side. Where you learn that from?
So I got a mentor named Marty Wynn, and him and I have been knowing each other about 15 some years.
Yeah.
And I was one of them guys that thought I knew everything when I met him. Right? It's kind of like when somebody come talk to you about podcasts, right? If I was to come to you and say, "Oh no, I don't even use those mics. I use this, and that." Back in your mind, you're like, "You don't know what he's talking about." But every time, it's not your job to correct everybody. Just let them think they're right. Eventually, they're gonna come back like, "Damn." So same thing with Marty. Marty taught me some things, and every day when I talk to him, I'm still learning. And that's what I've learned in life. You gotta stay a student.
Yeah.
Gotta remain a student. Right? If I'm trying to get into this world, I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna ask you some questions. At that point, I'm a student. I'm taking notes. Right? So that's life, man. Like people try to do so many things and they don't know how to be a student.
Yeah, I think that's a part of business that people overlook too. Like you have to be a student of the game of business, because you can think that your business is about one thing. For example, if you're selling products, you think you're in the business of making the best product. I mean, like products, right? CPG, consumer packaged goods, right? You think that you're supposed to have the best. You really playing a marketing game. You got to get enough people to realize that you have the best thing, because a good product can only speak for itself to a certain degree. Right? It has to get marketed, but
customer service.
Right, and then that's the other part. Your real business is customer service. Once you have like a high quality service business, you think it's all about maybe the presentation of it, but really it's about the customer. Because like you talked about when we got in here earlier, retention. Like the game you actually playing is retention. So you gotta be always willing to learn.
Yeah.
So we can get out of here on that. We're gonna close up. We're gonna let you bless us with something that you think people should need to know about, getting into business or starting their own business.
So it's all about P&P, your purpose and your passion, right? Once you figure out what your passion is, then you gotta lock in and figure out how to get your purpose out of your passion. Once you do that, you and your P&P, life become easy.
All right, so let's break that down, because I'm gonna push back on it a little bit, because I'm always the guy to say you don't need to start a business in your passion, because you'll become more passionate about something that you're good at, something that actually give back to you. Like if you're actually good at doing something, you don't even have to love it. And I think people get that mixed up. Like they think they gotta love it and that gotta be their purpose. But I've seen enough people succeed and they make money doing something else, but they keep a passionate part of their life. Like say for example, somebody that might be an NBA executive. They might have played in the NBA. Like a lot of the guys in the front offices, like they was either on the bench or they might have been D1. Matt Ishbia, the guy that owned the Phoenix Suns. He wasn't good at Michigan State, but now he owned a basketball team. So clearly he's passionate about basketball, but the work he does, that's not his purpose. And I feel like people need to understand the difference in that.
So good question and good way you break it down. My passion is cars. I love cars, right? I can look at a car and automatically have a vision for it. But I found my purpose in it by doing the business. By me doing the business and taking the business from where it was and now we going up. It's other people have now gravitated to me, and now I'm motivating people. So the passion and the purpose is kicking in at the same time, because now if you don't do anything, if you don't have anything to look at, if you're not successful, people not gonna listen to you.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I can go listen to somebody on the corner that's doing nothing, if you know what I'm saying? But when they come here or they see it, I don't wear it on my sleeve, I don't brag, right? But they know the success. I'm gonna now motivate you.
Yeah.
So my purpose is to motivate you. But my passion is this.
Got you. I love that, man. I love that. So, anything you want to share? You want people to tap in with?
Yeah, I mean, you know, go check out BWI Motorsports.com. Anything you need, you know, to get done on your cars. It doesn't matter if it's a Honda all the way up to a Bentley, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're gonna treat everybody's car the same. Outside of that, I'm on all social media platforms, Kafir 929, and then I have my own website, MrFair.org.
Okay.
And that's where you can go and download music. I'm straight to consumers. I'm not putting nothing else up on iTunes or anything like that no more. And yeah, I love to come speak.
Got you, man. I'm gonna link everything. So can they book you to speak on Mr. Fair?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna link everything in the description. I'm really glad I got to meet you and learn about it, because people see the cars from the outside, and cars can be a big status symbol, and they don't realize that it's such a real brother behind it.
Yeah.
Right? Not just somebody that's chasing the status that come along with it. So that's Kafir from BWI Motorsports. It's another episode. I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the audio was good too.
It was good.
Yeah, the audio was actually great.
Yeah.
Only thing next